There seems to be a bit of confusion amongst some fans about when the babies of our main characters were conceived, Goku and Vegeta's children, and on this video, we're going to answer it. Don't forget to subscribe and spread the word about this video, and check out my Instagram at GeekdomBigD. Since the video that we did about Saiyan mating got over like a fart in church, no, it actually got over pretty well, lots and lots of views, I figured I'd bring the Dream Team back to talk about these the conception of the children of Goku and Vegeta. And joining me first, I'm going to start with the estrogen side this go around. I'm going to introduce everybody in reverse order. First, from an igloo somewhere in Ice Fight Capital, please welcome Amber, aka Gamergirl.
Hey guys, glad to be back again.
From her igloo. All right.
Igloo, yeah.
Now, from the tropics, please welcome a person who nobody looks better than her in a bathing suit. Just ask her if you don't believe me. Uncanny Megan.
Hi, thanks for having me back. I'm glad I'm not also in the igloo.
Well, it was your idea. This video was your idea. Don't lie to the people.
I've got thoughts on this. We've all got thoughts on this.
We do, and we're going to talk about it. And then finally, last but certainly not least, of course, from the testosterone side, Super Jayain from Space Australia. Hi, Jay.
What's up, guys? Toasty here. Hey, guys. What's going on?
You've overused that intro. You should have said...
I love Toasty's intro. I love Toasty's intro.
You should have said, welcome to Dragon Ball Z discussion.
Inside Dragon Ball G.
Well, we're going to talk about going inside here in a minute, because the topic is, when were these children conceived? Now, obviously, there's going to be some issues when it comes to Bulla/Bra, because with Dragon Ball Super, it's a little confusing. Kind of changed things a little bit. It's been the topic of discussion now for a few weeks in the community. We're going to save her for last. But first, let's talk about Gohan and his conception. Megan, you have the floor.
I have the floor. I've always assumed that Gohan was the result of the first sex.
The first sex. I've never heard that.
That's the best part ever.
The first sex of Goku and Chi-Chi resulted in the accidental baby that is Gohan. And I just always assumed that.
So you think that Chi-Chi and Gohan's conception was an accident? You don't think she tried to get pregnant?
Well, I think Chi-Chi understood the mechanics of pregnancy, but she was just like, Goku, you put this in here, and it feels good. And then she was like, oh, by the way, there's a baby. I forgot to let you know.
I have a feeling that, like, Goku had issues keeping it up. Because if you look at Goku's character, like, Goku only gets really aroused when he's fighting. So either Chi-Chi, like, you know...
punching the shit out of him in bed.
That's what I was thinking, yo. It's like
or she has like a stack of food sitting next to the bedside table.
That too. Now, Jay,
with every thrust you can take a bite.
Yep.
Jay, you told me in the past that you like it when you get slapped in the face during sex. So, do you think that's?
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
Is it true that? Do you think Goku's like the same as you?
I think it was the best 30 seconds of Goku's life outside of the fighting ring, and I think it was legitimately maybe a 30 second to a minute session for Goku, and they might have tried again later. But I agree with Megan. I think the first sex was how Gohan was.
Wait, you gotta think about this for a second, because you jokingly said 30 seconds, but think this is the first time Goku's penis is ever touching anything sexually.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So it probably was just an instant. Oh my God, what happened?
Amber.
I mean, it could have been. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Amber. Amber, when you had your first sex, was the guy did the guy last 30 seconds or what? Or was he a horse? I don't mean a literal horse, by the way.
No,
but if you want to look up horse stuff, Google it.
It was basically like in and out, and it was done. Like that was the gist of it. Pretty much.
That's what happened your first time. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's all she wrote.
Kind of sounds like me, yo. 2 humps like a camel. You know, that's all you get. No, but anyways. All right, so timetable-wise, I think Megan's onto something. I think it was shortly after the Budokai. If you want to count the anime, the wedding dress arc, because that was right after. So I would say something to the effect of like, because Gohan's 4 and Dragon Ball Z is 5 years after Dragon Ball, it was a year. He had to have been conceived 3 months, right? Within that 3-month time period of them being married, right? I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, next up is Trunks. We've had fun talking about this one, but I'm gonna start with Megan also here because Megan loves Bulma, and obviously because Trunks is born, she doesn't love Bulma as much as Vegeta does. So tell us about that one.
Well, timetable wise, Trunks. I don't know how to words here. I just lost all of my words.
Well, let me ask you a question.
They just all spewed.
Well, they spewed. That's what Vegeta did. No, this is even more perverted than the last video. So, okay, there's been some debate here. Okay, did Vegeta impregnate Bulma after he became a Super Saiyan or before? Because some people feel that it's after, because there's a common fan theory that Trunks and Goten inherited the power from their mom and dad, or from their dad, excuse me. And that's why they were able to achieve the form so young. So do you think it was after he had achieved it, or was it before?
That makes sense, because we haven't gotten to Goten yet, which we will, but the topic when we do get to Goten does touch on Goku being a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
So it would make sense if he had already. And he was so turned on by the moment that he became Super Saiyan with his final thrust.
Well, if you saw Dragon Ball Super episode 31 when Bulma summoned the dragon, I don't blame him one bit.
This is the real story of how Vegeta became a Super Saiyan. He tells you that he became so infuriated with himself while training.
Jay, it's Saiyan, you weeb.
I was gonna say Saiyan, but I thought,
we're just gonna say whatever. We'll say Saiyan, Saiyan, Saiyajin, Pai-Kan, Pai-Kuhan. We'll say it all.
For those
please everybody, bro.
For those of you that are sub fans, I'm well aware that Saiyan is the Japanese actual translation from Saiyajin. That's fine, but we'll say Saiyan in this video. But
it doesn't matter.
I think Vegeta was already in the process of training, obviously, when he started hooking up with Bulma. But here's the thing. I still have this theory from our previous video that we did ages ago that Bulma may not have been Vegeta's first. Vegeta was off basically taking over planets, killing races and civilizations. He might have met a girl in space. That's my own headcanon.
Vegeta could have gotten all the alien pussy he wanted.
Exactly.
He's a prince.
Oh my god.
Exactly. I wasn't going to word it like that, but good work. But
she used the P word here.
I love
it.
My virgin ears have been soiled.
That was a rare occasion. You will never hear that word come out of my mouth again.
I'm sure if someone put the tape recorder under your bed, I'm sure we'll hear it again at one point or another.
Oh, come on, man. But next we'll get to basically Vegeta, I think, was in the process of becoming a Super Saiyan or training to become a Super Saiyan when him and Bulma started hooking up. Now, the real story here is not that he became frustrated with himself during training and became a Super Saiyan. He became frustrated during sex because he couldn't keep it up because Bulma's just so goddamn hot and he wants to impress her and he's really feeling the pressure. He becomes so infuriated with himself. He goes Super Saiyan and then he's full North Pole saluting.
You're telling me Bulma had to give him a capsule and not a Capsule Corp capsule is what you're telling me.
That's right. Vegeta found Bulma that attractive, the finest piece of ass he's ever had, that he was feeling the pressure and he just couldn't keep it up. He wanted to impress this girl. He wanted to impress her.
I want to talk about who do you think approached who and how do you think it happened?
I think Bulma's really raunchy. I think she was chasing it.
I mean, Amber and I discussed this briefly on our Yamcha video. I believe that Team 4-Star kind of got it right in a sense, but I think what happened was she had the Florence Nightingale effect where she saw how hard he was training and how driven he was. Because that's an attractor, and this is don't argue. This is a scientifically proven fact for females, and not just female humans, but female in general in the jungle, is that they are attracted to driven, strong males. And Vegeta had a lot of ambition, a lot of drive, and I think that's what got her biscuits burning.
Yeah, but do you think Vegeta saw her biscuits burning and said, "I can get on that," or did she just go for it?
I think that I honestly, and this is gonna sound kind of gross, but screw it, it's a video. I think she was really tired one day, and she climbed in there, started, polishing his finger puppet. There you go. And I think he was like, "Hey, what is this?" She's like, "Just shut up. Just shut up. I'm sure there's somebody right now. I'm sure MariaMsDBZ Babe right now is enjoying this video. And so, anyways, she's in there doing her thing, and he's like, what are you doing? And, and then she got on top of him, and he's like, hey, this is pretty good. The Earth Woman. And that's it. I do think that was his first time, Jay. I mean, unless he hooked up with some like big titty alien chick with like sugar milk nipples or something. I don't know. I think that might have been.
I mean, look at his brother. Look at who Tarbell got with.
That's true.
I'm sure bro. Vegeta was chasing some alien poontang out there in space. That's all I'll say.
I just remember when Tarbell revealed, he's like, "This is my wife." The first thing Vegeta's like, "That's your wife." And if you know these characters, the first thing that Vegeta was thinking was, "How do you fuck that?" That's the first thing he was thinking, I think. So, all right, Amber. Do you have anything to add to the theory on Trunks before we move on?
I was just gonna say that I actually think I am gonna go with the fact that it probably did happen after Vegeta went Super Saiyan, because I feel like he was in the moment and he was so like. He felt so good about turning Super Saiyan that he basically just went back to Capsule Corp. I mean, there was probably already sexual tension there before he like went away. And then when he came back, he was like, yeah, I'm a Super Saiyan now. And then he's like basically showing her that he achieved it. And he's like, okay, now let's get the fuck on the bed and do this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like he wanted to show, he was so like, he was so proud of what he did that he was just like, okay, now I want to show somebody in like, and Bulma was right there. So it was just like, okay, fuck, let's do this, bitch.
He was
that blue-haired woman keeps making eyes at me. I'll go there.
He was doing that thing that I did when I first started going to the gym, and I was getting these flag poles at full salute and just staring at myself in the mirror going, look at me. That's what he was doing. Anybody who's ever been really fat and lost a lot of weight, you know what I'm talking about. When you look down, you go, I can see you. Like, you know what I know you know what I'm talking about. Maybe one day Mike will discover that feeling, but anyway. Oh. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Mike. We're having a good time. All right, next up, Goten. Megan, you lead us here.
I have the floor. Yes. Well, so everybody knows the pre-cell games, everybody's Super Saiyan just hanging out.
Yeah, the 9 days, 10 days, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, just watching that, I feel like I can feel the sexual tension of Goku and Chi-Chi going, we're gonna do it. I might die later, but we're gonna do it now.
And it's so sad because it was almost like a John Connor, Kyle Reese thing where he did it with her and then he died shortly after. It's like, damn, that's what happened.
I left you with a son that looks just like me, so it's good.
You see, what was actually clouding Goku's judgment at the Cell Games, thinking that he could chuck Gohan in there to fight Cell. He couldn't fight Cell at his full potential because really all he could think about was how good the sex was last night and how he just wants to beat Cell, get home, and get it on with Chi-Chi again.
He wants more of that. He finally discovered, after all these years, that, wow, wait, maybe I like this. Perhaps this is better than dinner.
Oh, well, it depends on who you ask.
We all know you can have dinner and sex at the same time.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But that brings us to the point of...
Especially hair pie.
Goten...
I'm sorry, we're getting
that
dirty
here.
That's
the point of why Goten can go Super Saiyan so easily, because that Goku he was just like, we can be Super Saiyans all we want. I'm just going to do it Super Saiyan.
That's it. And you know what? That's a common theory. It's just a theory. It was not stated in the manga or the anime, but it's been the theory for years and years and years. Like that, I heard that theory like 15 years ago on like some message board for a website that doesn't even exist anymore. So that makes the most sense. So Amber, Goku tells Gohan, we're going to stay in our full power SSJ form, SSJ grade 4, and we're going to stay in it as much as possible. So here goes back to our last video that we did about this. How the hell was Goku able to fuck Chi-Chi and retain that form and not kill her?
Yeah, see, the only thing I could really think of, again, is the willpower. Like, that has to be the key feature. Because...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all about, like, controlling it,
Yeah, like, I really can't think of another way of how he was able to stay in the form while, not to keep it PG, fuck the shit out of her, but...
Oh my God. 2 curse words.
But yeah, that's really all I can think of at the moment.
Y'all are dirty, man. I could plant a corn patch on you; it'll come up. All right, so all right, last person is Raw, aka.
Well,
Actually,
what
we can
about
talk.
Pan?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Pan too. Thank you, Jay.
Do we want to talk about Marin too, or are we just gonna hit all the bases?
Yeah, no, let's do everything. Let's do everything.
All right. Well, we said the video is specifically Saiyan babies. Marin, I'm pretty sure was just normal sex because anything that Krillin threw at 18 she can handle. Right. But I do want to touch on Brawl here. Brawl is supposed to be born in age 780 if I remember correctly, which means that by the time that before the Universe 6 arc happened, Bulma should at least be pregnant, and she is not.
That's why her boobs are so big right now.
So you do believe she is pregnant right now?
Well, that would make sense why they suddenly illustrated her with giant boobs, besides the fact that they probably just had bad animators.
You mean good animators? Very good animators. No, but she, you're right. That's possible. But she should have already been born. Now, I theorized, my theory before Super was that Resurrection F happened and Vegeta was angry because Goku took the kill and Bulma said, "Don't worry, I'll make it up to you." And that night she did some of the freakiest things. She was doing shit with cantaloupe I've never heard, people do. Right? And that's my theory. I mean, I think that makes sense that after the death of Frieza for the second time, they had a little celebration sex. That's my guess.
Some sympathy / celebration sex.
And plus, she probably got really horny when she saw that he unlocked that new form. She had not seen that before. She was like, wow, my husband unlocked a new form with blue hair? It's just like mine. Let's fuck.
I just think...
Wait, I have a realization. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Trunks has got the purple hair. So is this why Bra has the blue hair?
Retroactive continuity. Or Toriyama's a genius. Take your pick.
I have a theory that Vegeta just couldn't calm down after Goku stole his kill, yeah. So I just think the food at Capsule Corporation at the party afterwards wasn't enough. So Bulma just had to calm him down a different way later. And that's how Bra was born.
I mean, Bulma looks like somebody who would just ride you to the death, bro. Like a dare. She can go on that freaking mechanical horse all day and not fall off. Or mechanical bull, whatever. Amber, any theories before we move on to Pan?
Well, I was just going to say, I do think that's when it happened was, after the initial fight with Goku and Vegeta and Frieza. But to change it up, I think that she actually was the one to initiate it because she was so turned on at the fact that he was protecting her. Because if you remember in that one scene, right, he literally jumps in front of her. So I think she was really turned on at the fact that he was actually showing emotion in the sense of protecting her. And she was like, okay, you, me, let's get it on.
I mean, they probably had a booty call after Battle of Gods when he said, "That's my Bulma." I mean, she probably fucked his brains out that night as well,
Well, yeah.
I would think.
That's a given.
But that time he busted all over her face instead of inside of her, so. That's my head canon. So gross.
That was terrible.
I love it, Danny. That's a great joke.
We're already 17 minutes and we're not even done yet. Okay. Who's left here? Pan? Pan. All right, Pan. I'm going to start with Amber. We'll do reverse order this time. Amber, I'm guessing Pan was conceived, easily before Battle of Gods, because she's pregnant. Videl is in Battle of Gods. So about, 2 years? Battle of Gods is 4 years after the Kid Buu death, or so we believe. Who the fuck knows with Super. But I guess year 3? I'm just guessing. Who knows?
That one's gonna be hard because you don't really between that time is really when it's supposed to be peaceful, so you don't really know what's going on in that timeline. So I'm probably gonna have to say, because the way Gohan is, it probably was just one of those nights that they're basically making love and he decides to outside her, and that's you know what I mean, There's no real story.
Strangely
they're married, they're having sex, making love, whatever you want to call it, and it just happens. I don't think there's really any... Because Gohan doesn't seem like the type where he would be gung-ho for it, you know what I mean? I know he's a Saiyan, but he seems like he would be a gentle lover, so...
So he's a pussy, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
well, here's
Sorry,
the thing. No, I agree with you. I think Gohan... I wonder what Gabby won't even watch this video. She won't even watch it. But
Gabby and I actually talked about something really similar to this the other day.
Really? That's very...
we're kind of talking about Videl turning from Videl into a motherly figure and being a very simple woman, which is what I'm thinking about right now.
You want to become a mother?
No, about Videl.
Oh, I thought you meant about you. Like you're gonna do it.
No.
I was like, Uncanny
Like,
Megan is dead. It'll be mommy
I'm
Megan.
thinking maybe because Videl kind of has changed into this woman's woman that she was like, hey, let's have a baby. I feel like that's my duty.
Yeah, and you know what? I do agree with you and with Amber in that I think that Vegeta and Bulma had very, very rough sex. I think Goku and Chi-Chi had very confusing sex, and I think awkward. And I think that Gohan and Videl had like a much more slow love making. Even though I'm sure that he got her extremely wet because he's Gohan and he's a very likable guy. We talked about Gohan's alpha qualities before, how even though he might have slacked off in his training, he's a very nice guy and he's a very strong guy, and that's a tough combination for any woman to resist. So I'm sure Videl really enjoyed a night with Gohan, and I'm sure he did a great job. He probably set up the flowers and the rose petals around the bed and the candles. He probably put up a picture of Mr. Satan on the wall and then flipped it backwards.
I just think that Videl was turned on at multiple points by Gohan during the Buu arc. I mean, she's turned on by the fact that I said this in our video about the theory with their relationship.
Did you wear the Gray Saiyan Man outfit when?
That was what I was about to say as soon as there was a pause.
Gohan opened Videl's eyes to so many new things.
Oh, he opened
like
Videl, all right, but
yeah, but opened her eyes on how to fly, how to use ki, how strong humans
the clothes
can be.
were flying that night, Jay. Is all I'm.
She was getting pretty.
Do you think they levitated and had sex at the same time? Like, I've taught you how to do this. Now, would you like to experiment with it?
When you said I've taught you how to do this, like you were talking to Jay. Like, I've taught you how to have sex flying. Wait a minute. I swear I thought you were going to say that, but go ahead.
I mean, that's a possibility, but I just think Gohan turned Videl on at so many different points during the Buu arc with the things he was doing, powering up at the Tenkaichi Budokai or the World Martial Arts Tournament, just powering up and turning gold in front of everyone. I think he just at multiple points in the series really, really opened her eyes to the sort of man that she wanted. And I think she was just extremely turned on by Gohan. So I think Videl actually made the moves on Gohan very much in the same way Chi-Chi did with Goku.
And
but less aggressively.
Yeah, and the difference between Gohan and Goku is that I think honestly, this is going to sound kind of weird. I'm going to ask Amber and Megan this to close out, but I think Gohan's probably a better lover than Goku because I think Goku was probably more obsessed with fighting and eating, whereas I think Gohan, because he's half human and not an idiot like his father, I think that he showed Videl more attention. I think he did more things with her, if you know what I mean. I think that I think he was just a better. I think Gohan is better in the sack. What do you think? I'm going to start with Amber and then go to Megan.
I'm trying to think of how I should word this.
Do you think, we don't know for sure, but do you think based on his character that Gohan was a better love maker than Goku?
I think so because, we know that Gohan went to school, so obviously he read a lot of books, right? So, it's kind of a given that he would have had to learn about, sexual experiences and
read Madonna's sex book.
Biology, learn about the human body sort of thing. So, when he's learning all these things, when he finally gets to the point where he's married to Videl when they're dating, whatever, who knows if they fucked before they start, when they were just dating, or if they waited till after they were married.
Well, none of us have ever done that before, so.
Yeah.
Every one of us had sex after we were married. In fact, every human has.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, he's smarter in the sense of, like, he knows exactly what, like, he would know what women want. He would know exactly how to go about it. So, like I said, he would be a very gentle lover. He wouldn't just be like kind of boom, 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 like go in there and that's it. And then he leaves sort of thing. Like, I feel like he'd be all, rose petals, wine glasses, like, can I get you anything sort of thing, making dinner. And then afterwards, he's the kind that actually lays there and like cuddles with her.
Oh, yeah. You all know Gohan spoons afterwards. He spoons afterwards.
He's not just like, okay, see, I'm going to train. Fuck off.
Is Gohan the little spoon?
Wait, where did he put the spoon at? No. Okay, Megan, what do you think about Gohan as a lover?
I think I think he's definitely gentle based on Gohan's character, but you also have to think as far as knowledge goes, he's having a real teenagehood. Is that even a word? He's having a real teenagehood and a real high school with other teenagers. And he's gotta, even though he's awkward and he's Gohan, he's gotta be talking to other boys about the stuff. So he, unlike Goku, actually knows what this is at this point in his life. Whereas Chi-Chi probably just ripped off her shirt and Goku was like, oh, what are those? She showed me her titties and I like them too. Like,
yeah.
Nobody caught my water boy joke? Okay, we'll keep
No,
going.
I caught it.
I remember. Now I remember.
No, I caught it. She showed me her titties
But
and I like them too.
That he knew more about it. So he understood, this is what these parts do. I have a girlfriend. We've been dating for a long time. This is what happens.
And just to add to what you're saying, we actually did the math, and Gohan was actually 18 years old when he started high school. So those of you out there who are Dragon Ball fans who have been held back, at some point in high school, maybe some of you are very held back, don't feel so bad because Gohan did not start high school. Gohan's freshman year, he was 18. So nice and legal. Except in Mexico.
Well over the age.
In Mexico, he was legal during the Cell Saga. So, right. As BLACKENFIST has told us. All right. So, anyways, we're out of here. Check out Amber, Megan, and Jay, of course. And any final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? And I use that term loosely when I say gentlemen.
No,
not really. I mean, Goku and Chi-Chi and Chi-Chi and GT would have been very awkward. That's all I can say.
I
don't think that would have been legal.
In Mexico it would have been. In Mexico and in Japan.
His body even produces those things yet.
Well, he's Goku. I mean, if he can turn his hair long and blonde, he can probably do more with his body than other people could, which is kind of freaky to think about. But hey, keep eating your McDonald's and growing up soon, and I'm sure someday it'll be like that in the real world. It's kind of freaky. All right. Well, thanks everybody for checking out the video. We hope you had a good time. Not as good of a time as we had, and we actually had our clothes on for this. So can you imagine how much more fun it would be without the clothes? We'll catch you down the road.